Good evening. This is SuzyQ and the SuzyQ Report for January the 27th, the PM edition. Yes, this morning I came to you and we were talking about the article that came out. Well, I read it in the NBC report, but it was based on the New York Times article that was based on hearsay of the pre-published manuscript of John Bolton. Yeah, that's a mouthful. That's a long line. Basically, what it tells you is nobody has firsthand evidence of anything. And so what's frustrating is that we see the same story being repeated over and over and over again by these news medias. They will put something out that is not substantiated, that they don't have sources for, or they're not allowed to say the sources, or they hearsay, or somebody said something. It's rumors. It's nothing but rumors and gossip. So actually, you could probably get more factual information from the latest Inquirer than you can from the New York Times, the Washington Post, and all those who feed on those particular news agencies, if you would call them news agencies. You know what? First of all, you know, what I do is not news. What I do is opinions. You know what? My show is definitely biased. I am biased towards conservatives. I'm biased towards Christians. I'm biased before America, that I believe America is the greatest nation on earth. I am biased. So everything I report is going to have a biased slant. But I tell you that up front. I'm not hiding that. I'm not pretending to be an unbiased news source like New York Times or Washington Post or CNN or all these other news agencies. They're supposed to be unbiased. They're not supposed to give you their spin. But time and time and time again, that's all you get is spin, spin, spin. And they try to come across as being unbiased. That's a load of crap. They haven't been unbiased in many, many, many years. I don't even know since Walter Cronkite, because, you know, he was part of the New World, global world thing too, but still, I digress. So anyway, so this morning, hold on. I wanted to play a part. It's a video that Dan Bongino has on his website of Representative Jim Jordan, who was in exactly the same thing I said this morning. This morning, I read that article. It aggravated me. I think I saw a little bit, I think last night or this morning, real early, because I got up real early. I saw the article and I was like, let me find the source. Where's the source of this information? And sure enough, it sources back to New York Times, and the NBC says they have not validated or verified the information. So they are being irresponsible by not verifying the information that they got from New York Times. New York Times is not being factual and being credible by not verifying their information. But the thing is I don't think they care. I do not think they care. I think that we have proven that they are nothing more than a mouthpiece or a arm of the Democratic Party, the deep state, putting out narrative so that they can change the perception of the public. This is what they do. They do not give you news. They give you information that they try to lead you into an outcome. That's not what news is. They're telling you a story, and they're trying to sway your emotions and your opinions by their story. That is not news. That is not what the Second Amendment is about. That's not about that the news is supposed to be the fourth estate of the government. No, that is propaganda. And that's what they did in Germany, and that's what they do in these communist countries. So anyway, I'm going to let you listen to Representative Jim Jordan as he states the same thing I said this morning. I mean, see, that's how you know truth, because people are like, this doesn't make sense. These people have told us lies before. They've said things, and then comes a couple days later. I mean, this has happened a lot in the last few months. A couple days later, they're having to retract their stories. You know, and so let you listen to Jim.
Bolton's draft manuscript supposedly says doesn't change the underlying facts, doesn't change those 4 key facts we've been talking about all along. And just because they bring it up at the last minute, they tried the same darn thing in the House. Remember, Ambassador Taylor had talked to David Holmes about his conversation that he overheard between Mr. Sondland and the President of the United States. But Ambassador Taylor was their star witness. He never brought it up. But suddenly David Holmes is brought in the last week with, I overheard this conversation at a restaurant in Kyiv, and suddenly that's supposed to be, that doesn't change the underlying facts. Just like someone telling the New York Times that they think the draft manuscript of John Bolton's book says something, that doesn't change anything. So let's get on with this. The American people want us to get on with this and get it over with so we can get back to the work.
Exactly. The New York Times, all that is nothing more than a locker room full of girls gossiping and making something out of nothing. That's all they do. And so when you pick up that New York Times, you pick up
investigations weren't linked. Bolton is saying they were linked. Why?
When you watch that CNN, you need to think, where are their sources? Who are they getting their information from? And is there even a source? Sometimes all we hear is somebody said something. That's what the whistleblower did. I mean, there was like 4 or 5 degrees of separation between the event and the whistleblower. And the whole country's fate was pinned on that information that came 3 or 4 or 5 generations from the source. That's craziness. I would never, if somebody come, and I said this story before, I said, if I was married, I'm not married, but if I was, and somebody that a friend of a friend of a friend told me that, you know what, so-and-so saw your husband out with another woman. Oh, where'd you hear it from? Well, Susie told Jackie, and Jackie told this person, and that person told that person that, you know, they saw your husband with so-and-so and so. Would I go home storming and decide I'm just going to end my marriage because of somebody told me this that can't actually back it up with firsthand knowledge? No, that would be crazy. Anybody out there would think that was crazy. But are we willing to destroy our economy and destroy our institution, our constitutional rights all over a bunch of hearsay? This is craziness. This is crazy. This is what the Democrats are doing. And no matter how many times they tell the story, it still doesn't manifest any evidence. I guess they figure if they tell you long enough, then you will believe that nothing is something. So anyway, that's my pet peeve, but it must not be just me, because as soon as this morning, after I did my video, I'm seeing everybody else saying the same thing. Anybody that's got common sense was saying the same thing. Anybody that has a vested interest in getting this president out of office, they were, of course, backing it up. They're like, he's got to testify. He's got to testify. Testify to what? Nobody knows anything. They just heard something that somebody else overheard, that maybe there was something in a manuscript that has not been even published. Oh, and by the way, conveniently, his website for the book of the said manuscript that's going to be put into a book just happened to go online today for orders. Sounds like a marketing plan to me. So anyway, you just pay attention, because there is so much fake news out there. There's so much that is connected to deeper things, and they don't care about you knowing the facts. All they care about is saving their own hides. All they care about is accomplishing their agenda. And when it doesn't go the way they want, then they try the plan again. Let's throw out something else and see if that will hold. You know, they're using the same game plan. It doesn't change. It's the same repeated plan over and over and over again. If you look at it, it's the same process. That one didn't work. Let's try this again. Let's just use a different person or a different name or a different situation. Let's try it again. No, it's not working because it's not true. And the interesting thing is when you speak truth, people hear it. When people use common sense, that's why so many people came to the same conclusion I did, because we were like, this doesn't make sense. There was a common thread that we all could agree on, that this did not make sense. And so, of course, that came out in our videos. So everybody was speaking the same language because it did make sense. And obviously, we all saw that there was no direct correlation with the information and the truth. So anyway, that's the way it is. So I was hot today because it just makes me mad that people think that we are such fools. It makes me mad that they think that they can trick us over and over again. This is a circus that they're doing in the Senate. This is a circus, and we deserve better. We deserve people in our Congress and our Senate that are going to stand for our Constitution, that are not going to try to bypass the process, not try to win at all costs, even if it means, propaganda through the news or lies, deception, whatever. It doesn't matter. Let's just not let him have any kind of defense. Let's not, let's pick and choose what rules we want. And then after we get done with our house, we're going to tell you how to run yours. No, this is craziness. This is craziness. I'm sorry. I'm on a rant because I'm just ticked off. I'm ticked off. Okay. So let's see what else happened today besides that. Obviously, the whole very sad situation with Kobe Bryant and his daughter and all those that were on the helicopter. My heart breaks for his family. This was shocking this morning because, anytime somebody of that stature, some unexplained accident just happens. I mean, yeah, there was fog and there was some other situations involved there, but, it's still horrible to hear that. And it's horrible to think about how the surviving families have to go on with their lives without those important people in their lives. So my heart goes out to them, and I pray that they will find peace. So let me see what else was out today. I posted a few things. All right. Let's see. Shady Schiff jokes senators will be in prison if they disrupt impeachment trial. So now Schiff is making threats to the senators. Okay, look. You did your job, you did your whatever in the House. Now let the Senate do their job. But you know what? He thinks he is the law. I mean, this man is crazy. California, y'all need to vote him out. He is crazy. Cray. I mean, but I have a feeling he'll be the one going to prison. When everything shakes out, he'll be going to prison. Nancy Pelosi will go to prison. You watch, mark my words. All these people who are going after the president for unsubstantiated claims, for whistleblower information that is 5 freaking people deep, and all these lies and deception trying to cover up their own corruption, it's going to boomerang, and they are going to feel the heat. So I'm just, I guess we should just look at it as it is a big joke, because that's all it is, because the president's not going anywhere. The president is going to fulfill his term. He's going to be reelected. And you know, America is going to be greater than ever, and these people are going to go to jail. You watch it. Mark my words, these people will go to jail. Nobody is going to walk. So we just have to deal with all this craziness in the news. And oh my gosh, don't even get me started on the news again, because that just ticks me off. All right, so what else? Let me see what else is going on. Let's see. Oh yeah, before I forget, I need to tell you. I've told you before, but this Thursday, the 30th, that's just a couple days away. If you are anywhere in the Tampa Bay area, you need to be at Club 45. You need to be there or be square, as they used to say, because we've got some awesome speakers. Awesome. Every time I go to Club 45, I am so charged up. I'm so ready to get out there and fight for my country. I am so inspired. Because this is not just politics for me. This is about right and wrong. This is about Democrat and Republican or left and right. This is about good and evil. This is about right and wrong. And you know what? If you don't have a moral compass as to right and wrong, it's hard to determine. It really is. You don't know why. You know, if you don't have a solid compass of morality and who you are and what you believe, then what does it matter if you abort a baby to so term? You know, what does it matter? I mean, I don't. You know, why would you care? But because I care, because I have a moral compass, and because I believe that I'm on this earth for a purpose and not just you know, palm scum that is evolved into a person. No, I have a purpose. God has a plan for me. God loves me, and he has put me on this planet for a purpose and to accomplish things. And so because he has, I get so filled with excitement when I know my purpose. My purpose is to speak out for America. My purpose is to help America get back on track. That is my purpose. You know, it's funny because I've never really said that out loud, but that's the way my life is always driven. Every time I've gone towards, in the direction of my country, supporting biblical principles in the public arena, doors open. I meet people. Things just happen, fall into place. And that is an indication that that's where my calling is. Maybe you have a calling. Maybe you have a calling to run for an office. Maybe you have a calling to do other things. You know, it doesn't matter. It might not even have to do with politics or this sort of thing. But wherever you go, that you're drawn. And then things just sort of fall into place, or doors open, or, you know, you just feel like it's just easy to go into that direction. Usually it's because it's part of your calling, part of the things that God has put into you to produce whatever it is he wants to through you. So anyway, I say all that to say you should be at this event Thursday night at Club 45. Because it'll be awesome. We've got Dan Fisher is going to be speaking. He's the founder of Bring Back the Black Brigade, Black Robe Brigade. That's a mouthful. Anyway, but it kind of, the principle is that in the turn of this our nation, the beginning of our nation, that the pastors and the people behind the pulpit, they weren't only spiritual leaders they weren't battling just all in the spiritual. They as soon as they got done with their sermon, they took off their black robes, and there was a army uniform underneath there because they were fighting for their country too. And that's kind of the mindset that I feel that the body of Christ needs to be on. You know, yes, we serve a risen Savior. We serve Jesus. That is first and foremost. I am a Christian. I'm a Christian before I'm American. I'm a Christian. I'm a conservative. I'm an American. And then I'm a Republican or whatever. But what's important is that you carry those things that you develop in the spiritual surroundings or arena, and you bring them into your political or to your worldly view. And so that's what they did. So they would preach Sunday mornings. As soon as they got done, they'd take off their black robes and they had their army uniform on. They were ready to fight for their country. And that's what we need to do. That's what we need to do as the body of Christ. Because if we do not stand up, just think about that. Just think about that. 25 to 30 million professing Christians are not registered to vote. That is a shame. 25 to 30 million. That could make or break an election. There would be no comparison. If we all voted according to scripture, according to principles of the Bible, there is no way on earth that the liberals or the ungodly or the whatever, leftist, communist, socialist, whatever, there's no way they would have even a chance to win. The only way they were able to get a hold on our country was to convince the religious people to not get involved. Don't talk about politics or religion. No, remember that we don't talk about politics and religion in this household. That's how you keep people out of the arena, out of the running your country and making sure it stays in line. That's crazy. That's what they've done to us. They've gotten us afraid to talk about right and wrong, afraid to talk about, our Christian values, afraid to, stand up for anything because, they will attack us. But you know what? That's how we got into this shape. But we got to start speaking out. We got to stand up and defend our liberty. And like Chris Ann Hall says, she's awesome. Liberty has been given by God. There is no government has the right to take your liberty. It was given to you by God. But if you don't believe in a God, if you don't believe in that sort of thing, and I'm not saying that you have to be a Christian to be a Republican. I also think you have to be a Christian to be a conservative. But much of our founding of our country and the conservative values and stuff stem from Scripture, from the Bible. But like Christian Hall says, we were given liberty by God. We were given the Constitution isn't to give you rights. The Constitution is protect the rights that God has given you. See, but if you don't believe in God, and if you are a leftist and you believe in the government being your God, then they can take away all those liberties that God gave you because they don't believe in it. But anyway, all right, so where was I? Because I get off of my little tangents tonight because I am in one of those moods. But Thursday night at Club 45, Dan Fisher of the founder of the Bring Back the Black Robe Regiment will be there speaking. That will blow you away. He will blow it away. There's going to be music. There's going to be free food. See, you don't even have to worry about going and having dinner. You can come and have dinner at the river. And there's going to be door prizes. So it's going to be great. It's going to be great. And you will be glad you went. So I encourage you to be at the river in Brandon. And if you don't know where that's at, just Google the river, Google Dr. Rodney Howard Brown because it's his church, and then you will find it. Or you can go on my Facebook, go on my page, and I have the information posted on my Facebook page. In fact, I have a link where you can go and you can get your tickets. Not that you have to have a ticket, but we need to know how many people's going to be there so we'll have enough food. You want to make sure you have food. And so just click on that, get reserve your spot so that there's enough food for everybody to go around, and seats, because one time we were there, it was packed out. We had well over 200 people, and it was awesome. We had Bishop Jackson, an amazing man. He was on the campaign. He's campaigned for President Trump the first time. He's a black pastor who has supported our president ever since before the 2016 elections. So I encourage, so that was awesome. So we were packed out. We had young, old, black, white, rich, poor. It didn't matter. They were all there because this club is amazing because it's not stereotyped. You've got bikers there. You've got businessmen there. You got businessmen that are bikers that are there. You have got old people, young people, women, men. You got college kids because there's a lot of college students at the river that they've got a schooling there, and they participate. It is so awesome. We have immigrants. We have pastors and preachers that are immigrants from other countries, from Cuba, from Venezuela, from Colombia, and then from India. We had some from India. Oh my gosh. It's amazing. You can get such a different perspective. Don't buy the liberals' media's bullcrap, because I'm telling you, the real people are at this meeting. The real people are telling you, you don't want things the way it is in Venezuela. You don't want to have to fight like the people had to fight to get away from the Cuban dictatorship. You don't want it to be like the Iranians. They have no weapons. You know what? I was seeing videos, some of my friends on Twitter, and they're saying they have no weapons. They need guns. They need weapons to defend themselves. Well, you know what? That's why we stand for our Second Amendment, so that we're never in a position like the poor Iranian protesters are. So we need to pray for them. But anyway, so you need to be at the meeting on Thursday. I promise you, you will be glad you did. You will be inspired, and you will like, sign me up. What am I going to do next? So you could do that. But also on the 13th of February, the Republican Club of Hillsborough County is going to have, and all my friends out there who follow Q and follow all the stuff that's going on, they will know exactly who I'm talking about. But we have Sydney Powell, attorney Sydney Powell. She's going to be coming and speaking to the group, and is also going to be at the river, the church. She's going to be speaking, and she's going to talk to us, and that is going to be so exciting. So if you don't know who Sydney Powell is, well, she is General Michael Flynn's attorney. She's amazing. You see her on the news all the time talking about his case. But I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I went out and got a shirt. Oh, watch. I'll show you. Ooh, where is it? Hold on. Don't go nowhere. Get my shirt. I got my shirt just for this event. I ordered this when I found out she was going to be there, because you know what? General Michael Flynn, he's the one that actually put the digital soldiers on the map. He's the one that came out with a video and explained who we are and what we're doing. And so I said, I'm getting my shirt. I'm going to wear it there, and hopefully maybe I'll get a picture with Sydney Powell in my digital soldier shirt. So y'all pray for me. Or you could be there too. All right. Okie dokie. So I am so excited about that. But that is going to be February the 13th. You need to be there too. All right. And I will put the information on my Facebook page. So anything I try to mention, I will make sure I try to put a post so that you have access to the information. All right, so another thing, I know I'm just loading you up with all sorts of information, but I just got a second wind, so hold on. Hopefully I won't be on too long, because I don't want to bore you. I don't want you to think it's a repeat of the House's presentation of the impeachment. Yeah, that was a snoozer. No new information. Just repeat the old stuff, regurgitate the old stuff that means nothing. Anyway, okay, let's go back to this. So the gun show. This is the Two Guys Gun Show. Captain Matt, if you listen to Captain Matt on the Captain America's Third Watch show on 860 AM here in the Tampa Bay area, or he is on many stations across the country. But I'm sure if you're anywhere near the gun shows, then you'll probably be in his 860 AM or the Salem radio reach. So we will be at the Largo, the Gun and Knife Show, Two Guys Gun and Knife Show at Largo on February the 8th and the 9th. So that will be not this weekend, but the next weekend. So you need to make sure you go out there. That'll be at Largo. And then we're going to be in Oldsmar the 15th and the 16th of February. So I will give you more information about that. The dates are well, actually, I can give it to you now. I've got it right here. So the Largo Gun Show is at the Minrig Hall. It's on 126th Avenue North. So that's in Largo. And the one in Oldsmar is Oldsmar Flea Market, 180 Racetrack Road. So if you're anywhere near there, y'all should stop by and say hi. Come say hi to Captain Matt, and I'll be there, and we'll just be playing around and enjoying the sights and sounds. They've got lots of antique guns, and they've got lots of stuff going on there. You can get accessories. I found me an orchid colored gun. I couldn't tell you what kind of gun it is, but it was orchid. Yeah, just what I need. So anyway, but I want to start learning how to shoot more. You know, my church has a gun group. They go shooting, a shooting group, and I haven't been yet, but I would love to. I've gone shooting a couple times, and I do pretty good. I'm pretty good aim, but I just haven't done it enough. I've been so busy. But anyway, let's see what else is going on before I head off to La La Land. Let's see. The president, he is a trooper dealing with all this crap, all these lies, all this stuff, but he knows he's got support. He knows that the American people are behind him. They show up at his rallies. I mean, he knows that we're there. He knows the military is there for him. He knows. So y'all just, hang on there, hang on it, because I'm telling you, these Democrats, these crazy Democrat leaders, and the deep state and the fake news and all that, their time is getting short. Their time is getting short. Mark my words. There is a plan in place. There is a plan. Q tells us all the time, trust the plan. Trust Q and trust POTUS. Trust, because there's way too much stuff that has happened. A lot of things have happened under the surface because everything has to be rolled out. This corruption, all this stuff was done behind closed doors. It was all done in the dark, so we didn't know, because they had their media showing you what they wanted to show you. They weren't going to show you what they're doing back here. They're just keeping your eyes focused on over here. Don't look see what this hand's doing. You just watch over here. Yeah. So, the president and his men have had unraveled this crookedness, this corruption, this deep state, because it's global. It goes, around the world to different countries. It does different governments, and just the Epstein stuff. The Epstein is mind-blowing, and that's just the tip. He would actually lure, famous people, government agents, or government people, politicians, high-ranking people in the business realm, in Hollywood and DC, global leaders and all this stuff. And he would get them on film with underage people, kids, girls. And then he had permanent blackmail for them. Then they would give that to the CIA. The CIA now had agents, had people that they could at any time pull their string and say, you're going to do this, or I need you to do this. It's craziness, but this all stuff that's going on, and this stuff is going to be brought to light very soon. So just, as crazy and as much as this whole impeachment process drives you nuts, cray-cray, it's just part of the plan. It's all going to work out. We win. America wins. So we just have to trust the plan, and don't trust the media. Do not take them at face value. Do your own research. Do your own, go find alternative sources. Listen to people who are outside of those mainstream news. And anywhere you need to do your homework. Don't listen to me. Do your homework. Every good Bible teacher that I've ever been under says, don't believe me. Read the Bible for yourself. Read it for yourself. You need to learn it. You need to know it. And that's a good across the board. It's not that people are lying to you, but it's always good that you know it for yourself. You don't just take somebody else's word for it. Now, we want to put trust in people that have earned it. And I trust, there's people I trust in my life. But, when in doubt, research it yourself. That's all I'm saying. Alrighty. So I'm going to go, but I just wanted to touch base with you before I turned in for the evening. I hope you have a wonderful night, and I will see you tomorrow. So hopefully all this craziness about the Bolton book, and I met him back, I think it was at a CPAC when I was working for Herman Cain, because he was around the campaign, and he was nice and stuff. A little creepy with the big mustache, but whatever, But I was very disappointed when I found out that I think the president had his number way back when he first came in. I'm guessing that there's a lot of information that we're not familiar with or we're not privy to, but I was disappointed. You're disappointed. And a lot of people are going to be disappointed when all this stuff comes out, because the people they trusted, the people who, they thought were, decent people, are going to come out to be creepy. And they're going to come out to be, criminals, corrupt. And it's going to be very hard. It's going to be hard because, your pride is hurt. When I think of, some of the people that I voted for will come down. They've already been implicated in a lot of stuff. And so instead of, bowing up and saying, no, not my side, and, getting mad, then you know what? I need to humble myself and say, you know what? I want what's the best for our country. And I want to be able to trust the people that we have there. I want to, my pride is not more important than truth. I want truth. So it's going to be hard. Like I said, I thought, I thought he was one of the conservatives, the good guys. But I'm finding out more and more that he wasn't. So it is kind of sad. But you know what? I trust the president. I trust him. And this comes a long ways, because when I first voted for him, actually I wasn't. I was a Tom Cruise. I said that before. I guess I must have Tom Cruise on my brain. But Ted Cruz. I was a Ted Cruz supporter. And when he got out, and I wasn't, Trump was like my last resort, actually, because I couldn't reconcile the fact that he used to be a Democrat. He believed in different things that were not conservative values. And so when he got the nomination, it was hard, because I'm looking for that conversion. Glenn Beck always talks about it. He says, where's that point of change? I didn't know where it was. I didn't know it. However, when I used to go to Without Walls, I went to Pastor Paula's church, in the early 90s. And I remember that she had developed a friendship with then Donald Trump. And so I knew that. But I trust Pastor Paula. And I had a relationship with her as far as she was my pastor. So when she jumped on board with President Trump and she supported him, and I knew that she had a long relationship as a pastor, as a spiritual leader to him, then I knew that he was going to be good. He was going to be okay. And then, of course, I heard the story of Rodney Howard Brown, how in Lakeland at the revival, he actually spoke over Pastor Paula many years before President Trump ever, or Donald Trump at the time, ever decided to run for office. That she had been spoken over that she would be, you know, speak over presidents. Well, I don't know that she knew it was going to be Donald Trump, but it did. So all those prophecies came to light, came true. And now she's like one of the most powerful spiritual leaders of a president ever. You know, that's amazing. And I'm excited. So that kind of gives me a lot more inspiration and belief, because I believe as much of the crooked and the corruption that we have discovered, and as much of the evil that we are finding out, she knows about it. He's told her, or I don't, parts of it or whatever, because she's confirmed it in some of her videos when she was speaking. And so that was another reason that really confirmed that I needed to go full steam ahead and support this president and help with his trying to pull in the deep state and bring down the corruption and wake up the people. That's why I want to help wake up the people, is because I believe this is a great awakening. Pastor Paula talks about it too, that this is a restoration. It's not just a revival. This is a reconstruction, restoration process. We are taking down the old and restoring it to its original blueprint plan. That is the goal. And so anyway, so that's my heart. Anyway, I will let you go, and I hope that you will come out to the event this Thursday at the river for Club 45, and I hope to see you there. So if you do and you see me on the video, please come up and say hi. That would make my day. Thank you. Y'all have a great night, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.